Hey guys, welcome back to another chess commentary. So not much to talk about. Life's been pretty good for me. I have two exams coming up, so this weekend's gonna be kind of scuffed. But other than that, not much new. So we're just gonna get right into it. So we're playing the Queen's Gambit Accepted. I still don't really know this line very well, so I might just get obliterated. But it is what it is. I don't think I'm playing this right, but you don't need to be completely accurate when you're online. There probably still won't be like straight up analysis right after this game because it takes it takes a lot of like finessing to adjust my OBS settings for some reason, and I'm like technologically disabled, so I will have to search a guide up for that. My previous video I had to post quite a bit of shenanigans, so sometimes stuff like that happens, and I'll get it figured out. Don't worry, don't worry. I hear you guys. Trust me. Okay. I think I could have taken this knight. Yeah, I kind of missed this opportunity back here. If I took this knight, I would have been able to force some double pawns. But whatever. Such is life, you know. You miss things. You miss opportunities sometimes. It happens. Okay, so I actually don't know how to progress from this position. I might want to put my rooks like maybe on c8, e8. That might be useful, and then push this pawn perchance. But this pawn also works too. Like I believe I have several methods to break through. Do I want to take this knight? I don't actually think so, because if I take this knight, his center becomes a lot stronger. But if I go back here, it allows for this move, which I'm not particularly sure if that actually really matters at all. So if he goes knight e5, I'm gonna go knight f d7. Does he have any major threats? If I take this, take that, take that. I don't really see anything. I honestly am gonna put my rook here just as a form of overprotection. If you don't know what overprotection is, it is exactly what it sounds like. You are overprotecting stuff. Um, Coined by Nimzowitsch, a very smart guy. I really recommend his book, My System. It's super good. I've read this book over like 3 times. One when I was like 500, once when I was like 1600, and then once when I was like literally like last year. It's actually such a good book, I swear. Um, you are not being scammed. It is such a good book. You guys have to read it. Takes. Double pawns. Do I like double pawns for my opponent? I actually don't know. I'm gonna take my time. I'm really gonna take my time here. Because this move actually isn't a threat, because I just go back. Takes, knight takes. I'm gonna put this rook here. He doesn't really have anything. Like okay, so he's gonna do that. Oops. I keep making the same mistake. I'm gonna, the same pre-move thing. I don't think I actually made any, like, tactical issues so far, but I'm a little sus of this position here. It looks incredibly scuffed for my opponent, but you never know. He might go here to try to sack on this pawn, which would be annoying, but my primary objective is to get rid of this knight. The moment this knight is vanquished, his king structure it's GG's for him, really, because this is holding everything. I'm going to take with the bishop. I don't actually think this is the smartest idea, but I want to get rid of this bishop too. If he doesn't take me, I'm going to take him here and maybe play this. But the queen actually kind of messes this a little bit up. So I'm praying that he takes with his knight, which is exactly what he does, which is pretty nice. If he pushes this, I just have to go back. I mean, such is life. So he's going to do that. Press X to doubt. I actually don't know if this is anything special. I'm going to go here. If he pushes this pawn, I will thank him for ruining his king structure even further. I'm seriously considering playing this g5 move, putting my knight here, and then going for something over here. That's within my considerations, what if I go here? Have you thought about that, Mr. Opponent? Okay, so he's trying to checkmate me is all. Foolish child. I seriously don't mind playing this move, particularly because it frees this knight square for me to go over here. Time is getting low, so definitely should keep an eye on that. This bishop threat is also not a threat because I have this move after I take his bishop. So I'm really scared that he might play something like this and then go here though. So we're going to have to be on the lookout. But if he does play this move, this square becomes incredibly weak and this knight move becomes incredibly strong. So I do have counterplay to everything he has. And I also have this rook d8 move. So it looks more like my opponent's in a bit of a predicament. Yeah, it looks kind of rough from his perspective. So he's just going to go back. What to do. I might just force trade everything off and call it a day. Okay, so I dropped a pawn, which is incredible. I'm such a gamer. Okay, so I'm going to go here and potentially sack on this square. I honestly don't think a sack here is really considered a sack because the moment he takes back, the queen takes and I win the bishop. So we're chilling here. He might go bishop here though, which is potentially annoying. Yes, he is gonna do that. Takes. Gonna do something like this, just to throw more chaos into the picture, just a little bit, just a tad. Okay, so he's not biting, which is relatively annoying. So I'm gonna take this, and then the master plan is to go here and then take this square from my opponent. That's the master plan. Okay, so he's not gonna do that. So what if I fork him here? Wouldn't that be funny? His queen takes, and I win his rook. Bishop takes. Okay, so going to take that. This is not actually a threat, I believe. Okay, so my master plan now is to go here and check him down there. And this should be GG's. This should be GG's. Okay, never mind. So he's just gonna drop his queen. Actually, no, there's no never mind. It's just GG's. Yep, that's game. Overall, I believe my opponent really didn't have much counterplay. I'll pull up the analysis just to take a quick look. Actually, yeah. So let me cut to that real quick. Okay, analysis here. Looking over the game, it looked pretty scuffed from my perspective, actually. So these are all opening moves. This is all fine. This is fine. This position's actually not worth. He goes here, which is slightly inaccurate. My bishop should have went here to immediately control this diagonal and prevent his bishop from controlling this diagonal. That's actually very key in this position because this bishop here is very strong, which I missed. And he should have did something like this, traded off these bishops. So. Definitely, we both missed this idea. These two bishops, the tension there, especially since, why don't I elaborate more? So this bishop here is extremely strong because not only does it prevent this bishop from going here, this queen from going here, after I go here, he has this knight move, which I'm forced to take pretty much, and then, this knight goes here, and I pretty much developed his knight for him. You know what I mean? This move comes with tempo. So this bishop being here is pretty much allowing him to get this free extra move, this threat to take this bishop. So I'm giving him extra tempo. So in this final position, he goes here. I takes, and it pretty much seals the deal because he's one move ahead now. He gets this knight move for pretty much for free. And then this knight comes here. If I take this is never good. I was seriously considering taking this pawn earlier, but these double pawns are actually incredibly strong with this bishop backing it up. This is another example of overprotection. Some of you guys might be like, oh, well, the bishop is just attacking its own pawn, right? It's getting in the way. So there's a difference between the pawn being up here and the pawn being back there, right? This pawn is actively limiting the bishop's control. This bishop is actively protecting an incredibly advanced pawn. It's the idea of overprotection, right? Nimzowitsch was really stressed the idea of overprotection, right? Overprotection, you protect key important locations and pieces so that in the future they eventually, when they go into action, they are already, prepared. I can do a little more, my explanation there pretty much didn't do it justice, but I definitely want to create a guide on overprotection and just breaking down this important concept, which is incredibly useful in this game. I honestly feel like my entire personality as a chess player is built around the idea of overprotection, and I feel Nimzowitsch himself is just an incredible genius. So that's why I really want to make a video on that. So I'll do that in the future. But okay, so yeah, so game goes on. He doesn't see the idea. I go back here. Now his knight's up here again. So this rook in it was an accuracy. Like I was planning for the future, but the future, that future is never gonna happen. And he also he sort of bought my bluff, right? I was sort of bluffing. It's like in poker where you can bluff, and then my opponent just trusted me, right? Sometimes you just gotta always doubt your opponent. You have to trust that he's doing something, but you also have to have enough distrust to know that your opponent's not always right. Okay, so I'm just playing okay moves. These are fine. This is all fine. So he goes here. I really doubted this position over the board, and it is correct. However, for the wrong reason. I should have taken this knight. And if he takes like this, go here. So now, remember how I was talking in the game about getting rid of this really strong knight? I pretty much got rid of it immediately, right? I solved my own problem pretty much with this idea. And if he takes with the pawn, this is perfectly fine because now my bishop's incredibly strong, right? Notice how if I actually slowed down and thought about it for much longer, I could have solved a lot of problems that I had later in the game. This is the whole point of review. So you later have an idea. So the computer is suggesting this move. This is crazy. Nobody in the right mind would play this. I don't actually believe this is one of the computer moves of all time. I don't actually feel it makes a big difference. Okay, knight takes. Knight takes is more actively trying to get rid of this knight. I should have thought more about that. And this is a great move, I guess. I mean, not much is happening, and then he doesn't know what he's doing anymore. Like he played a good move for the wrong reason, pretty much. And if you're my opponent reviewing this game, you should reevaluate why you played this move, even though it was technically right. You should be like, okay, I played the right move, but for the wrong reason. Why did I have the wrong reason? Blah 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 blah, etc. Right? But I'm not my opponent, so I don't actually care. So he goes back, which of course is a bad move. You can just tell it's a bad move just based on what's going on. Okay, this is a blunder. I admit this was a blunder. I dropped the pawn during the game. Okay, I was not thinking very much. Okay, so he goes here. This is all fine. I just wanted to mix things up. This is another inaccuracy. I didn't spend much time on it. Takes. This is an inaccuracy. Takes. This is fine. This is a blunder. Okay, this is game over. Actually, not even game over at this point. This is the nail in the coffin. Like he should have like tried to push the case a little more. And then this rook actually doesn't matter much. And then this is perpetual. This is probably perpetual. Yeah. Yeah, so overall, a relatively messy game, but a few lessons to learn, right? Especially the opening idea with this bishop on this diagonal. I can't actually find it. And also, just, what was over here? Yeah, so, like, this intermediate move that I should have caught earlier. Maybe I should have reevaluated that. So that's just another game and another review. If you guys like the reviews at the end of each game, let me know. It is a little bit of extra work. But it doesn't actually matter because normally my videos take like 10 minutes to make. I just record myself and upload, and now it takes like 20 minutes to make. So it's not that big of a deal. So it's perfectly fine. I actually like reviewing the game a lot. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and see you guys later. Bye.